Clerk.
The common deal, I just wanted to go to the big thing.
It's all the upper echelon, we don't see any repeat items.
We'll call the study session to order. Everybody please rise and we'll say the pledge to the flag, please. Let's hear over on the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everybody. The study session is started. Alan, do you have any committee report that you wish to address?
We don't have public comment today?
Oh, I'm sorry. Public comment, please. Thank you. Public comment?
I just come to listen.
Okay, there is no public comment.
No, I don't have anything on committee report.
But thank you for keeping me up the straight and narrow. Andy?
Nothing today.
Mr.
Not much.
Breda?
Made my rounds at the animal shelter. I think they had a lot of adoptions last month. I think she said $1,000 worth, whatever that is. It's probably $9 or $10.
That's still
Good.
a pretty good deal.
And I made my trip to the health department. The heating system wasn't working very well, so it's kind of chilly. But Sycamore Engineering is working on the replacing the heating and cooling system. They got all the vents cleaned out and put new controls in them. So slow process, but getting there.
Thank you, Mr. Brenner. Any questions? Okay, Derek?
I'm gonna make the call today to Jim, tell him that contract's not gonna work, and just let him know the way forward from there. Additionally, Hanson gave us a ring here last week, said they're 99-100% complete on their side of the project, so we'll give you updates on that as they come.
Do we know nothing from the lawyer, legal speak on the,
I haven't heard anything yet.
And I check weekly and there's
Okay.
nothing but,
And just for clarification, made call to Jim
Mills.
Mills, and so we're
Contract.
not, your plans are not to have the contract renewed with him, or?
Right, yeah, there's no way we can, just based on, we went back and looked at how that was written out, and there's just no way we
it
can.
doesn't preclude agreements with him or other people.
Right,
But
so we'll just
at
have to
this
react.
point, that contract is not gonna be renewed.
Moving,
It
I
ex-
think is the word.
It expires June sixth.
Right.
I just,
Okay.
and between now and then,
Talking Jim Mills and that kind of.
right, we've got to work on what we're going to do after, at that point on.
Yes,
Maybe I shouldn't ask, but main hangar is controversy about putting it out on bid. You don't have to put it out on bid, is that correct?
Right.
Okay.
the only reason that you would put anything out on bid
Run.
is actually for a fixed base
If
operation.
somebody wants to do the whole
Right.
thing.
Okay.
but we're considering looking at different options. I don't know how you want to
Absolutely.
word that,
We're
but it's
not-
not a
Yes,
bid
yeah.
process, it's a,
And it doesn't mean that we can't bid,
Right.
okay?
Right.
Either formally or informal.
Well, probably a good idea to do,
But,
Well, yeah,
in a way.
right,
we absolutely wanna, wanna know what the best
The
option
best,
for the
right,
county is
right.
and for the people in the airport. However, we don't
Right.
have to go through a formal bidding process, which is actually.
and do I understand this correctly? Is there Mills and Chris Patrick and then Drew Griffin's group, are those the three separate groups that we know are interested? Or,
Yeah, that's all I've heard about.
okay,
There might be some more.
Okay.
any other questions? But be assured that we are checking weekly or twice a week to check on where we're at. And so we'll move forward at that point.
Probably very Hollywood, the day before, the clock counts down.
Yeah.
Michael?
I've only got one question. Does anybody know where the insurance on the rec squad car's at? Have we gotten a check from the insurance company?
I got it, well, I didn't get to deal with them last, I dealt with them previously. And last week we had that storm and all our emails got lost, so I lost my contacts.
Okay.
Chief sent an email sometime over the weekend, and they sent a person down to look at it, and they're gonna total it out. So they told me to basically get all the lights and bells and whistles and stuff off of it, and they would have somebody come get it.
Okay. So you got an approximation of what you're gonna get for it, or what do you plan to do with that? You gonna replace it with a,
I think she said 11.5 is what we're gonna get out of it. 13, there was two numbers there, and I don't remember which is.
okay,
I just glanced at it real quick this morning.
Okay, well, and I didn't ask Donnie if he got anything.
I just wondered, I just wanna make sure.
Anything
I mean,
else?
they haven't paid off or anything on it.
Okay, okay, no,
All right.
They just made an offer, said this is what we're agreeing to do.
Yeah, like I said, I just
basically.
run in there and checked my emails this morning real quick.
Usually blue book.
Go ahead, Al.
Blue book value, isn't it, most of the time on those cars?
Yeah.
Augie, do you have anything for us?
It looked like the meeting agenda for Wednesday is going to be pretty light,
Right.
subject to if anybody needs to go into closed session. No, that's-
Probably will, but.
how many voters have you turned out, oh, you percentage wise?
When I looked, percentage-wise, I don't know
Well, but I
that.
mean, is it heavy or is it,
When I left Friday evening, we were over 300 in-house, and we're always sending ballots out for vote by mail.
Would you explain we're coming up to it. When is the last day that they can request a ballot to vote absentee?
Thank you, good question. The last day that we can send out a request is this Thursday.
Okay.
Is that the
And
10th?
when does voting stop in your office, or does it stop?
The short answer,
Yeah,
it doesn't stop.
okay.
It stops
So
on election
anybody-
day. But only on election day, if you need to get registered or make a change, you can come into the courthouse and do that. Otherwise, you have to go to your precinct and vote like you normally do.
Very good. I just want to clarify that. I'm sure some people want to know. I've had people.
13,550, but we have a 2,500 deductibles.
$13,550, but a $2,500 deductible.
11,050.
Okay? So thank you, Jeff. Anything else, Augie? Okay,
No.
Jeff, do you have anything? I mean, we have things, but I mean,
Not
anything you
not
want?
at this time, no.
I saved you I'll go first. Budget-wise, you have it. You can see that 33% of the year has transpired. If you go to the very back page on expenses, it shows 2603. If you add the final, or the last payroll of the month in there, that will turn us out to about right here. Right here. 26.3.
Oh.
If you add the last payroll on, that'll add us to about 28% of 33%, okay? We have tax money sitting in the slot to get to us, and state's attorney and supervisor of assessment for about 21,000 this morning. More will be coming, but that's the first, it's the early in the month, so we've got that going. MFT money is queued up and should be getting that here in the next few days. I note the sheriff's budget. If I can get to it. I think is at 35% against 33 and a third. And again, I have added the last payroll to it of the month, so we're running about 35.3%. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah. So, and you'll see that we jumped up on overtime to, I think, 47,000 now, so, from 40. So I just wanna make sure everybody's clear on what we got going on there, because we'll need to know that later. Also, I've got a note here, 911, we're gonna have to start reviewing the agreement, I guess, what, in another month or so? And, so those things are coming up. Obviously, the budget, or I'm sorry, the agenda for Wednesday only includes one major item. As we talked about at the last study session, we have a resolution to transfer $25,000 from that general fund line item to pay to the courthouse a project improvement fund. And that has to be a resolution, and that'll go into 8:41, so we can do what we said we were gonna do, okay? Everything else is pretty much housekeeping and reports, so does anybody have any questions about anything as far as the agenda?
Hey, Jeff, and
Yes.
you may not know this right off the bat, on like our state income tax on our, if I'm reading that right, on that revenue of like 707,000,
Right.
and we're only about 20%, would that be normal, or is that something they're behind on, just like the probation officer salary?
Okay, different times of the month, or different times of the year, we'll see.
They'll kick a big amount in.
Right,
something
there's
that.
like 34 one month, and there'll be 84 the next month. And of course, that doesn't include in what we should be receiving this month already.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it'll
really,
vary.
we don't even show anything for March.
Right,
which
and
we did
707 showed no growth from last year. We left that flat, so we should, unless something else happens, receive in at least 707,000, okay? But it will vary.
Right.
All the funds vary.
Right.
To the time of the year, what people are doing with their money, how many are employed. I mean, there's all kinds of different things that tie into those figures, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
got a couple questions and some
Yes.
just clarification. So, have you got a bill from Hanson yet?
We did, oh, no, we did not.
Since I-
I'm sorry. But that reminds me of another bill. We have not received a bill yet from Hanson's that we need to figure out on, that work that was done in the interim. And you've talked to him about that, and then we'll have to discuss that at the next study session when we come in and how we want to handle that. Additionally, we did receive in another bill from attorneys, and the state's attorney is reviewing that bill, I think on 59, lawsuit 59, okay?
That's plus the other. that we
Yeah,
got.
the
Okay.
3,400 or whatever it was, yeah.
That's
This one's in the
3,020.
range, I think of 5 or 6, isn't it, Augie? 6. 6, okay.
No,
What?
4, so the total of it would be 6.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Ballpark.
I just wanted you to know what was going on, so
Yep.
nobody's surprised ultimately.
Because I still have some questions.
Just please.
Just powered on. So the 28%, right, roughly, where we stand with 33%
Right.
year gone.
Right.
Does that include the funds we got after the fiscal year that should have been tacked on to 15? So is that,
That would be in these figures, the 17. That's income, this is
okay.
expenses.
So obviously, when we balanced the budget beforehand, it was balanced to prior to those funds. So this is strictly expenses and what was budgeted.
That's correct.
Okay, and then, also, when we typically have money left over that we pay into these certain funds that, pay back debt, when that works out, are we at 100% for the year and still have money left over, or how does that work?
Okay, say that slowly again to me again.
So, typically on a
Where
given
are you
year.
talking? Where at?
The very
Take
last
the last
page,
page, so 28%, I'm basically just pointing at a piece of paper at this point.
when we get to the end of the year.
At the end of the year, we have typically some extra funds we can use to pay off debt we've had for a while. right?
Correct.
Is that factored into these
Yes,
percentages?
yes it is.
Okay, so if we're under to include money paid into some of those funds.
That's correct. Okay?
So we're about 7% under where,
But a part of that is we've already,
basically.
Five, well,
Well,
if it was 28.
yeah, 28 compared to 32 or 3.
part of those budgets though have included some of our payments this year, right, Jeff?
Well, but we haven't, well,
Like when we're talking about for our restoration and stuff like that,
yes,
that's.
that is not in here yet because we have to approve that, okay? That's
Well, I
not
thought we
figured
put
into
that
the
in there this year.
28% yet.
It's in there to make the payments.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, and there's
That's what
actually
That's what I'm
50,
saying, so like yours gonna be, whatever, 50.
I have
something like
nothing
that.
going in or nothing coming out that's not accounted for in the plan. Okay, does that help you? And there's $50,000 budgeted, for example, for the project on the courthouse. And we're making a payment of $25,000 at this particular month. And then later on, as cash flow permits, we'll make another 25 or more. We can always pay more if we find that that makes sense.
But that's what's my understanding, I guess I just wanted that clarity, so I have it that this year we're actually trying to pay at this, it was March or April or something, I thought we're trying to make 2 payments anyway.
That's right.
And set it aside, like, so is this for March, is that when we're
Yeah.
making a payment for this?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so
Yeah,
that's gonna
so-
take out.
Right
that's
here
what-
it is.
Well, that's what I thought, but then I
Yeah.
thought we weren't taking, I thought, I misunderstood that we're not taking this out to the end, and I thought this year, I just wanted to make sure I was thinking correctly that, yeah, we are gonna
Right.
pay some in the course of the year.
So
Yes.
hopefully at the end of the actual
Yeah.
year,
Right.
100% for the year, we have 95% of the budget spent, we can put that money towards.
Yes.
Right,
Okay?
exactly.
I didn't mean to make that confusing, but we all need to understand it.
Right.
Okay? Okay, I saved the best for last. Carl?
For some of you that maybe are not aware of it, we met last week with the Labor Management Committee, met with the Road Deputy Union. We actually met a couple times maybe.
Well, we went once with them, and then we had a committee meeting
Right.
to discuss what we had met with them about and
Right.
so forth.
So, and we've got another meeting scheduled for this afternoon with them. And there'll be a need for us to go to executive session here real quickly
Yeah.
to let you know where we're at on that, on the issues of overtime and insurance. So
Okay?
that's really the only thing I can say about that at this
And,
point.
yeah. So that's why I say Carl for last, so we can get
I
everything
didn't know
else.
you asked Mr. Zuber, I didn't know he was,
Mhm.
I thought he was included, okay.
He went first.
I went first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think everybody's been accounted for,
Okay.
but we wanted to make sure our reports got heard and everything, so when we go into executive session, no action will be taken, and we'll have all other business done. So I'd entertain a motion to go into closed session. Mr. Zuber, would you mind?
I would like to make that motion to go into closed session and actually discuss, employment, compensation, pending litigation, and negotiations.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Derek seconds. All those,
Got to do a roll call.
oh, that's right. Could we have a roll call, please, Mr. Clerk?
Certainly. Lorenzen,
Yes.
Zuber,
Yes.
Farnham,
Yes.
Helmsley,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Boyd.
It does carry. So we'll be going into executive session here in a few minutes. All you get the camera turned off and get us ready to be on tape. And we thank everybody.
Okay, we're back in open
Okay,
session.
we're back in open session. Is there any other items to come before this study session? Hearing none, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
Mr. Brunner and Mr. Zuber, seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, guys.